Alright, first serious video of 25 and L, got my hat up, still going with the two tables. I'll probably do that for a while, just sort of getting the feel back to the game. I've been playing on these tables for about 7 minutes or so. It's pretty donkey, which is good. There's a few short stacks and they've sort of been getting their money in with second pair. I've mainly been check calling and calling their shove on the river on table 2. You can see that I've got basic HUD up at the moment. I'll go through and edit and change all that in the coming days to put some better things in there, but at the moment just the VP, PR, AF, and the one on the end is their 3-bet percentage. King 3 suited out of position against a short stack. It's min-raised. I'm calling like basically every time just because I'm getting good odds, and King 3 suited's not bad. Now to check here is basically like giving it up. I do like a bet here, especially if the player has Queen Jack, sort of Queen 10 hand. We can easily get them to fold. Obviously the call just means that we give up. I like stealing there, or basically donking out more than just check folding, especially against a short stack who probably won't commit their chips with a poor hand. And if they do call, it means they either have something, and even if it's something, it's generally better than what I had, which was just the king high. Ace is obviously nice to see a raise and 2 callers. It's good to be back, as I said. Now I've got to make this pretty generous because of obviously the pot size. I don't sort of want to scare everyone away though, so I'll make it enough to sort of hopefully keep at least one. Obviously 2 wouldn't be bad, but preferably I'd just like to go against 1. But as you can see there, obviously amazing flop. Generally speaking, betting here, obviously to protect from the flush draw, is profitable. We can hopefully get him to put his money in. I think it's hard for us to get a call here unless he has a draw. So I'm just going to do the basically unthinkable in terms of 25 and L and check. Hopefully get him to bet at least $3 or something like that, and then we can just shove over the top. Yeah. So even if he folds here, I think we've got max value. It's hard for him to fold now anyway, even if he has like King Queen. So we'll go see what he had. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's the sort of spot where, yeah, you know, you flop the nuts, basically. And you want to get max value out of a short stack. The only way for me to get max value would be to check there. And obviously him committing $4.50 means that he's basically putting himself all in regardless if I shove or call bet the turn. So let me know what you think. I do like that play a lot better against a short stack. However, against someone who's obviously 100 plus big blinds deep, generally speaking, I like to more or less keep betting. General rule of thumb I've found is just to bet with the nuts and just keep betting to the river. So this is hopefully one of the major videos for my comeback. I'll do what's hopefully going to be a 3-part video of 25 and L. I've sort of revived some threads on the 2+2 forums. I've also posted on Deuces Cracked. Hopefully I can get some feedback. The main reason I make these videos is because I want critique and I want guidance and literally help in terms of my play and how I go about playing in spots. So generally speaking, I like to get in tricky spots, although obviously flopping a set of aces is good. I'd also like to get in some situations where I have to think a little bit more, start putting my villain on ranges and start doing the math and all that sort of stuff. So with that being said, though, it does help, I guess. I've done a lot of research in terms of videos and also reading. I've watched a lot of coaching videos as well. I mean, a lot of people watch a couple of videos and they'll play for, a week. I really recommend doing a lot of research before you play. Like, the smallest comments from coaching videos can help your game tenfold in terms of profit. One of the major things that I found was, instead of 3-betting pre-flop with, say, queens or jacks or tens against a very loose villain, I like to now, every now and then, not all the time, you've got to mix it up, smooth call, especially with hands like queens and obviously jacks, just so you can get the max value rather than getting them to fold every time pre-flop with their, ace jack offsuit. You want to get the value in there. You want to build up the pot. You want to take it to the river and hopefully stack them. So here with the ace throw, I put a bet out. Now, on the flop, if my ace high is good, generally the 8 won't mean anything. So we're going to check it back. That's a very safe card for us. If he does bet, I find it hard for him to not have a coin. If he's betting here, he generally has a coin or an 8. I guess it's hard for me to give 25NL players credit for valuing an ace high here. I should call to find out. Really, it's not that expensive. Considering that he called and checked the turn, it's hard for him to value an 8 here. You would normally just check. So he either has obviously air, like a hand like Jack 10 or something, or obviously the queen. So it's probably, I'm probably getting the right odds to call here in terms of information and likelihood of him having something. So wow, yeah. So obviously being, I guess, checking the flop obviously indicated massive strength, so we'll make a note. We'll just actually run through that hand. Because I'm actually interested to see how he played it. Once again, forgive my software. I've still got to... So he limps. Limp flat calls. So he basically didn't get max value out of his hand. Regardless of what I had in any situation, it's best to raise. But he disguised his hand well, obviously. But yeah, we'll make a note. So yeah, I've just basically noted that pocket queens pre-flop, no raise, flat calls flop, bet rivers quads values 85% ish of the pot size bet. So as you can see, we've already got a couple of spots here that I'm sort of happy about. We're nearing the end of the first part of the 3-part full length 25NL vid. But as I said, subscribe would be great. Comments would be even better. I know a lot of people want subscribers, but I'm really just aiming to get some feedback on my game and to improve it in the coming weeks, as I really do want to gun out of the micros. I'm aiming to gun for 50NL by Christmas, which to me seems very possible. So that's my minimum sort of goal. If I do better than that, then that's obviously great. So So part 2. So just continuing on from the last video, I guess. I'm hoping to get at least 50k hands in as sort of a minimum sample. Table 1's a bit of action. We see some 4 betting, which is quite rare. A6 generally, if I have a lot of information, I'll open with, but not now. Obviously 4-3 offsuits, just chuck it away. Going through the HUD, obviously I'm going to adjust it. I mean, actually, it'd be nice to know what you guys think would be the top, I guess 4 or 5 labels, I guess you could say, to put on. Like, I know that pre-flop raise is definitely one of them. Aggression factor's also up there. I like 3-bet pre-flop. What other things would you suggest to have on the actual HUD itself, in terms of obviously making it profitable for me, not only for obviously the hand itself, but information-wise? I guess I'd like to know how you guys organise yours, especially with the sort of 3-betting and river aggression and all that sort of stuff, where you put those and how you rank them in terms of what you should have on the HUD as opposed to what you don't actually need. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's been a pleasure to return and finally start playing again, I can tell you. I guess with, as I was saying earlier, with watching the Deuces Cracked coaching videos, I was a massive fan of Tommy Angelo's 8-fold Path to Poker Enlightenment. I actually went as far as to buying the book and getting all the series that he did on my iPhone and watching it and blah, blah, blah. Really helped my game in terms of obviously being calm and controlling those variants mentally. Losing 4 or 5 binds used to really rock my mind and just send me sort of on a downward spiral. With his help, it's definitely improved, and so big shout out to Tommy Angelo. He's improved my game and obviously my win rate in turn. But if you do have any other sort of, I guess, game-changing videos that have affected you, let me know, comment. It'll be really appreciated, just to share those around and get everyone, I guess, as a part of people who watch my videos, give everyone as much help as we can, especially for those that are down in the 2NL, 5NL limits, because it can be a struggle, it can be a pain. I guess most of us have all been there, and yeah, it can get quite tiresome and troublesome, but you've got to sort of beat the limits to move up, I guess. I'm going to C-bet here. We're going to actually look here and we can see these folding to flop bet 100%. So generally speaking, $1.25 regardless should get him to fold if he hasn't got anything. But the HUD, obviously a massive feature in terms of online poker. It's come a long way too. 10-9 suited. I've been pretty quiet on this table, so even though it's unlikely that they realise that, I'm just looking to sort of, obviously for the video as well, play a couple more hands, trickier hands like 10-9 suited, rather than chuck everything away and just play the premium. So, and I like to mix up my game as well. It's good to throw in the odd, 6-7 offsuit here and there to disguise hands. But I guess, yeah, what I'm concentrating on is trying to obviously flat call instead of 3-bet a lot. I guess where it comes into the play that, you know, you're getting under the gun raise and you have queens. Now, the instant reaction would be to obviously, you know, pop it, repop it. I'm looking to, I guess, trap in a sense, but also get into some trickier spots. I know it's 25-0 and it's probably more beneficial to raise, but for my game's purpose, in terms of a learning curve, I'd really like to get in some of those spots. More importantly, experience sort of three-way action with while trying to trap, which is sort of new to me, I guess, unless, you know, you obviously flop a set or something like that. But this guy's limping. I'm punishing. I'm out of position. I'm going to punish him for limping. It's just the general rule that I do. Ace King's obviously going to be a raise under the gun +1. So obviously flat calling here with a pocket pair is, you know, probably the rule of thumb. Or, you know, hands like Jack 10 suited. I mean, we do flop an open ender. It's good for us to bet again because we can scare away pocket 7s and stuff like that. So if he does flat call, you know, we've got outs. If he raises, we can then reevaluate depending on the raise size. So $3, so we're nearly getting 3 to 1. If we hit our card, it's probably profitable. I like a flat call here. We've only got 22 behind. It's giving us about the right odds to call. So calling here, if we don't hit, we can easily give up. So we can check fold a lot of the time. I don't like a lead out there just because the hand that he's raising with is obviously great. And I mean, if he checks and we hit, you know, there's still the full house possibility. But it's mostly likely he'll bet here and we can just easily throw that away. So let me know what you think about that play specifically. I mean, there's other ways that I could have played it. I quite possibly could have checked the flop, but I think given what he's limping with pre-flop, you can easily get him to fold with just the continuation bet. So obviously 10-7 offsuit's just throwing away. But to me, he sort of looked like he had the hand like the Queen 10. I don't think, well, it's unlikely that he would raise with King Queen, so the 2-pair sort of hand. It's unlikely he would limp with pocket 10s or kings unless he's really, really tricky, which is unlikely as well. So the pocket 3's on the button. It's a nice hand to have in position the whole way, especially if we do hit the set. I don't normally like playing with short stacks, but they can be very profitable. It's something where, yeah, you know, you want to sort of play with 100 big blinds plus, but at the same time, you can actually get good value out of short stacks, especially if they're really not actually good short stack players. Well, I guess having, you know, so many hands at 25-0, I guess it's not a lot, but I think it'd be around the 100k mark. Now, here's a hammer I like to get a little bit tricky, and I will for the video specifically. It is 6-9 suited. Obviously took it down there, but that is one of the hands that I like to play every now and then, just to mix it up. So here's the ace queen now. I'm going to be out of position. As I said, it's not the queens that I was looking for to flat, but I generally like a 3-bet here, except if he comes over the top, I've got nowhere to go. So I do like the check call floating on this board. However, I'll most likely raise to get hands like Queen Jack, and obviously I'll paint to just fold. Yeah, so we can sort of lead out here. That's pretty safe. That's a really safe card. I mean, his button range could be a lot. So, yeah, I mean, he could have 4s or 5s or something like that. Betting here is not profitable in my opinion. I think that if he bets, it's likely that I'll probably call depending on the amount. But, yeah. So as you can see, I had the ace-queen offsuit. He had the ace-king suited on the button. Now, I 3-bet. He'll come back over the top, and then I have to fold. So let me know what you think about just the flat call there, knowing that I'm going to be out of position, but still weary of the over-the-top bet, I guess, in terms of him dominating me, A, being in position, and B, having a stronger hand. And he didn't c-bet, which seems a little safe, I guess. So we get 3-bet by a short stack. This is generally where, you know, he has a hand like ace-jack or something. If I had pocket 9s, I'd shove, to be honest. I just can't call. It's just not profitable in my opinion. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the new vid, and I hope you've watched the comeback intro video that I did that was just over 10 minutes long. It's, as I said, great to be back, and very, very much looking forward to playing a lot more hands over the course of the next few months leading up to Christmas. And as I said, if you guys have any comments, please post them. Please send me a message. Subscribe if you like. It'd be much appreciated. 10-9 suited. Here's where I like to get a little bit tricky. I know there's one short stack in front. We know that he likes to play sort of tight and 3-bet his big hands, I think. And obviously the rest of the table are pretty standard. You know, we've got a 7-7. I mean, I know it's a very small sum of hands that we're basing this off, but you know, it's still a good indication, in my opinion, of how the play's been folding out so far. Massive raise here on a rather dry board. I wouldn't be surprised if they had ace-10, one had ace-10, one had ace-king. It's one of those spots where you hope to get your money in with the ace-king against, you know, the ace-rag or worse ace. And a lot of the time it happens at 2NL, 5NL, and mostly not as much at 10NL, but you will be able to stack people with the ace-king against, you know, the ace-10, ace-jack, ace-queen. They just won't give up, which is good for the bankroll. Here I'll just check the jack-6. I mean, we're out of position. There's no need to raise. And, you know, we flop a gut shot. It's generally hit his limping range. I mean, we're making note that he's limping. Now we can bet. King, Queen, Jack, X. Yeah, so pocket 8s will be a nice little hand to flop set with against hopefully 3 or 4 way action. If he does pop it, then we'd have to reevaluate. Look, it's a tricky flop. 3-way, I'm obviously checking. There's a lot of draws out there. He's leading in pretty strong, the pre-flop raises, so it's hard for us to continue here. 2 overs, big draws. Bet and raise, obviously we just throw that away. And we've still got the big hand over here. Wow. So queens against the ace-3. So as you can see, the ace-rag just wouldn't give up. So we can make a nice note. I will pop it here with the... it's like a $38 pot. So we're getting some calls with the 10-9, so hopefully we can flop something interesting. I mean, we do have the gut shot. It's a very dry board, so I do like to see that, unless we get led into. Generally a call will be, obviously, I guess a queen, or maybe, hand like king 8, ace 8. So we can sort of reevaluate. That card's a good scare card. It is a nice card. I generally wouldn't sort of do another continuation bet here, but I think that's a good card if he has pocket 5s or 6s or something to barrel again. Nearing the end of the 3-part 25 and I hope you guys are enjoying this. As I said, I'll be making a lot more. It's most likely minimum of 1 per week now that I've got a lot more time. I have landed a really good new job and it gives me time to breathe. And I'll obviously start looking at becoming a reg once again. And obviously on the forums I'll become more active on the 2+2 and on DC. So hopefully see you guys around. And comments are really appreciated. Critiquing is really why I do this, why I make the videos. I mean, I'm really pleased that a lot of people send me messages that has helped their game, and I'm proud that I can actually help them, especially even as low as 2-0. Because that's where most people like to start. With the ace-2 suited, I've just quite literally opened with it because this table seems like it's very, I guess, I can boss them around. We've got this player here who folds a lot on turn, on D-bets. We've got someone who really can't let go of his ace, so top pair. We've got someone who just can't give up their pocket pair, even though there's obviously overcards, and we'll just keep betting. It's a nice board to c-bet on. We can obviously see that we haven't played many hands with this player, so it's always generally a good c-betting board. It's very dry, there's not much out there. Once again, if he's calling, either as a queen or a draw, I don't like, obviously if I'm good on the flop, I'm good on the turn. However, he did call. I think a check here is probably the best way to go. I haven't got much information. It's unlikely that he'll fold Queen Jack. So, yeah. It's probably a good card to barrel again. If he's checking behind, then it's probably... we have a nice ace high. We have the ace high here. He could have a hand like ace 7 or king 7. If he does, I don't think I can bet him off it. So I'm really just conceding here. But let me know what you think. So I'm pretty sure he had the Queen Jack. But let me know what you think. Let me know sort of what line you think I should have took there. And once again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon. Another video will be out before the end of the week, actually. So thanks again, and talk to you soon.